G'day and welcome to another discussion video. PvP. For some, it is just something on the side to do whilst waiting for each raid night. For others, it is the most fun they can have in the game with their friends. And of course, there are the players who choose to make PvP the main focus of their World of Warcraft experience, climbing that MMR ladder with an unnerving bloodlust. With a large amount of distaste for the current offerings in PvP, I won't be covering any of that in these videos, as has been shouted from the hilltops plenty enough. Instead, I will share some of my ideas on new additions and changes going forward, in hope that maybe, just maybe, Blizz may see the video and steal the ideas. Some fat internet nerd can dream, can't he? Alright, today we're going to be talking about two new Battleground ideas I've had. So yeah, let's go. Battlegrounds. The place that everywhere bar the actual objectives has seen more bloodshed than anywhere else in the game. Set objectives range from flag carrying, standing next to flags, more flag carrying mixed with standing next to other things, and flags, with a catapult or two thrown into the mix. So, the number one underused aspect of PvP content is these figures right here. And yet for some, it is the single most important part of any Battleground game they attend. All about those HKs. Isn't that right, Vajira? So, some of you probably saw this coming, but how about an actual team deathmatch? Not that free-for-all slop that is buried behind a wall of grinding in Ashran, but a standalone BG that is all about the HKs and damage done. Of course, healers will have their own objectives inside as well, but let's first talk about the mechanics. A 15v15 battleground with the simple goal of reaching a certain kill threshold for the victory. Seems too simple, so let's add some mechanics to keep it interesting. Okay, first, all of you are holding flags, and kills only count if you are fighting around flags. Once you kill a player, you steal their flag, and I'm just fucking with you. So firstly, the BG would have an algorithm that selects a player in the battleground to be the most wanted. This is chosen by the player's damage done and killing blows HK's ratio. Said player would be highlighted with flame effects, increased size, and is granted the buff that each kill he takes part of grants 2 to 3 victory points to the final goal. Both teams will have a most wanted player, and this design I feel would be a dynamic way for each side to prioritize targets. And well, if you are the team's most wanted, you feel like a complete badass. Killing the enemy team's most wanted player grants your team 5 victory points. Once the king shit is killed, he will get a debuff so he's not to be selected by the algorithm for a period of time. Upon death, however, the crown will be passed to the next player in the top damage list, and the bloodbath continues till victory is had. Healers have a similar mechanic, but just call it something else. The best healers will be highlighted and get benefits similar to the DPS for healing players that are in combat. I feel this approach is simple, extremely fun, and focuses on what players really want to do in PvP. Helping each other smash sticks and wet naps into players' faces. Not everything has to have some overbearing PvE mechanic. The second battleground would be a maze sort of format with the short and long paths where players run around collecting various treasures, then trying to return said treasures to the base. Of course, killing an enemy player holding treasure, you can pick it up. Once a treasure threshold is obtained, the maze shifts in pattern and the fight continues. The shift in patterns are random, and I feel this would be an awesome battleground mechanic. Of course, I could elaborate further, but that's really all there is to it. Crazy fight breaks out, bam! Wall slams across the path and players are forced to move around or get cut off. Good for laughs, this one, but various buffs scattered through the maze that give the ability to pass through walls, player activated traps, you know, etc, etc. Speaking of buffs and the current modes of BGs, add more. Have them randomly spawn. Have them more varied as well. Add short jump height increases. One use teleport. Summon a helper to fight you with this for a short time. Anything. We have had the same goddamn buffs for 10 years. Isn't the idea of this game to have fun? So make non-rated Battlegrounds fun. Have all sorts of wacky mechanics in the BGs so they never get boring, and add some hilarious what the fuck moments so people can share them on the interwebs that then people see and want to take part of. I have no idea why the non-rated system is so serious. Sure, for the rated Battlegrounds, turn all the randomness off and have it more structured and tactical, but for the casual BGs, some randomness and chaos can go a long way. Have a random NPC spawn in the BG, the Lost Merchant, and he runs around freaking out, throwing all sorts of shit around for people to pick up. You know, rockets, jump packs, tiny killer koalas, whatever. But I digress. I get what you were trying to do with Ashran, I really do. But telling people how to have fun and restricting their ability to interact with one another with PvE mechanics and elite NPCs is just wasteful. Plus, you have so much to work on with you currently have. Make them better. Well, anyway. This has been part 1 of a 3-part series discussing PvP in WoW. I would go into more detail on each of the ideas, but that would really take me a long time, and yeah, I don't get paid for development of World of Warcraft, so I like to keep them open-ended. Do you have some cool, neat addition you think may make Battlegrounds more fun? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Part 2, we'll be talking about Arena, and after that, will be balance and reward structure. So stay tuned, drop a like as I get excited when you do, subscribe for future content, and as always, good luck, and may your fights in the midfield be ever successful.